I live in Greensboro, but I work at Davidson County Community College down in Lexington, North Carolina.
Charles Liebert for PART, the transportation solution.
Like 90% of the PART riders, I use PART to get to work. PART makes it possible for me to travel each day from Guilford to Davidson County for very little cost, which is significant because I've been able to pay off my home equity line a little bit faster than I thought I'd be able to.
People depend on PART, and PART depends on you.
Support PART.
PART, the transportation solution.
Back now on Triad today, and as I promised, I said we were going to have a guest who's going to talk about riding to work. Let's find out about that. Jay Paul, our director, our special guest with us right now is Charlie Liebert, officially Charles on his birth certificate, but we don't stand on formality. He's an instructor at Davidson County Community College, and he's also a loyal PART rider. And I have been on this jag lately of wanting to talk to people who ride PART every day because I just really want to get a better feel for how economical it is. But before we do that, Charlie, what do you teach, and how long have you been in education?
I've been in education for 7 years at Davidson. Before that, I taught in a Christian school. But at Davidson, I teach business law and study skills, 2 different departments, 2 different areas.
Now, how far do you live from campus?
I live 38 miles from door to door. From my house to the campus is 38 miles.
38 miles. Now, how does that compare with your drive to the PART depot?
Okay, I drive to the depot downtown Greensboro.
Okay.
That's where I pick up the bus. And that's about 5 miles.
Okay.
So it's a 32, 33 mile difference.
Okay, so let's try to, I know these seem like dry questions, but I'm trying to get to a point here. What's the cost of a PART bus ride compared to the money that you would spend on that 38-mile one-way?
Okay, I drive an SUV, and my SUV is about 14 miles a gallon.
Okay.
So it's 2+ gallons of gas. At $3.50 or $4, that's $7 or $8 one way.
Okay.
So we're talking about each day, $14, $15 a day.
Okay, so it starts to mount up because if you go by semester or per year, and I was reading some figures that you had emailed me. I want to make sure I've got this straight. You said that you save about $900 per semester.
Yes, per semester.
So we're talking almost a $2,000 savings per year.
Yes, that's correct.
Because you choose to go over to the depot in Greensboro.
Pick up the bus.
Pick up the bus, which takes you to Davidson County.
It takes you right to the door of the college. It's right at the front of the library.
Saving almost $2,000 per year, and it's just amazing. Now, you had also mentioned, we were talking before on the phone, that you're diabetic, and some people might say, well, now what does this have to do with the price of rice? What does this have to do with teaching? What does that have to do with how you get to work? But you made an interesting point in our discussion on the phone about why you feel more comfortable as a diabetic riding PART.
Being a diabetic, I'm subject to highs and lows with sugar, and I can manage those pretty well, but every once in a while I'll get the real groggies from having a sugar problem. And driving, that means I've got to pull over and take a nap or take a rest.
So you're a risk, too.
I'm a risk in that sense. Yeah, I'm a risk in that sense. On the bus, I don't have to worry about that, okay? If I get the groggies, I just take a little nap.
I didn't think about that. And I'm sure there are other people that are watching who are diabetic, and maybe they're thinking, gee, I just wish I could catch a ride somewhere to work or to go shopping where I need to, and this is the way to do it. Now, we also have the benefit of as I found out, that you had lived up north in the New York, New Jersey area.
Yes.
Tell me your experience with mass transit up there.
Okay. When I was in my 20s, my father lost his job, and I decided to live home for a while. I was working a job in New Jersey, and the job in New Jersey meant I had to commute from Amityville, New York, to New Jersey. Now, that's probably a 60-mile trip.
Okay, one way.
One way.
All right.
Took the Long Island Railroad to Penn Station, took the New York City subway up one stop to the Port Authority bus terminal, and then got on a bus. It was a 2.5-hour commute each way.
Right.
So it's 5 hours a day. But it was readily available and reasonably costing. I could not have done that by car.
At all.
Well,
I mean, not just the cost, but
it would have taken me twice as long.
Yeah, you've been stalled in traffic.
And it would have killed me.
So you developed early on then an appreciation for mass transit, because
yes.
I do run into people down here, and some are politicians and others who don't get it, who don't understand the value of mass transit, even in a smaller metropolitan area like the Triad. Why is it so important here?
Well, it's very important because if you want to grow, there's a couple things. I've met a bunch of people on the bus who that's how they get to work. If the PART wasn't there, they wouldn't be working. So they'd be running up unemployment costs because they would not have a job. And the other thing is, for long range, you're going to have mass transit eventually anyway.
Right.
As the area grows, your population is going to grow. It turns out in North Carolina, we've got a reasonably good road system. unlike New York or Los Angeles, where you get stuck in traffic. But that's going to change a little bit too as the population increases.
Well, Charlie, I really enjoyed talking with you. Maybe we can get you back sometime and learn some more about you. But thanks for making the jaunt over here and doing this, Charlie Liebert. And here's the website for PART, www.partnc.org, has schedules and all sorts of information you can